right, peace and profit, my people. Thanks for watching Wize Plays WNBA for Sunday, August 17th. We have 5 games on the slate, and I put the stamps in the video so you can jump to the game you want. So eyes sharp, let's get this bag today, all right? Game 1 on the slate. Indiana Fever at Connecticut Sun. Game time is 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The money line is Fever minus 298, Sun plus 240. The total is 166.5. Betting over the total is at minus 112, under at minus 108. The spread is Fever minus 7 at minus 108, Sun plus 7 at minus 112. Now the Fever are 18 and 16. The Sun are 6 and 26. So straight out the gate, the Fever are the stat best team in this matchup. 6 and 4 in their last 10, and the Sun are 3 and 7 in their last 10. This is the 4th time they meet this season. Last game was July 15th. Fever won 85-77 for a total of 162. Caitlin Clark left the game late with a leg injury. She's still out with a groin injury. In that game on July 15th, the Fever won by 8 points. June 17th, the total was 159. Fever won by 17. Their last matchup this season was May 30th. The total was 168. Sun won by 2. Caitlin didn't play in that game. Okay, that's the game that the Fever lost. So Fever won 2 of their last 3 against the Sun. They went under today's total in 2 of those 3 matchups. Also note, Caitlin was in the 2 that they did win, but left late in the July 15th game. So Mitchell scored 20 points in the July 15th game when Clark left late, and Mitchell scored 17 points on June 17th with Caitlin in the game. Boston scored 9. Fever averages 85.3 points per game, 33.4 rebounds, and 20.6 assists. The Sun averages 79.39 points in their last 10, 31.7 rebounds, and 18.8 assists. When I added Fever's 85.3 points per game average with the Sun's 79.39 average, I come up with the 164.69 total. So I'm betting under today's total of 166.5, especially since Clark is out and the Fever had less rest than the Sun. My money line pick is Fever. But I think Indiana is going to cover the minus 7 spread. They won by 8, and by 17 in the they won by 8. And by 17 in the 2 out of 3 games. All right? They won against the Sun this season. They covered the spread in 6 of their last 9. So, hey, recap. Moneyline Fever, total under 166.5. Fever to cover the spread. On to game 2. Game 2 on the slate, Sunday, August 17th, LA Sparks at Washington Mystics. Game time is 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The money line is Sparks minus 155, Mystics plus 130. The total is 170. Betting over the total is at minus 110, under the total at minus 110. The spread is Sparks minus 3 at minus 108, Mystics plus 3 at minus 112. The Sparks are 16 and 17, 10 and 17 away. Mystics are 15 and 18, 9 and 7 at home. The Sparks have a slight edge in terms of stat best. They are 7 and 3 in their last 10, averaging 93.3 points per game, 35.4 rebounds, and 22 assists, and they're shooting 47.6%. Mystics average 79 points per game, 30.3 rebounds, and 20.3 assists in their last 10. And they're 4 and 6 in the last 10. So the Sparks are definitely the stat best. There are no notable injuries. So my money line pick is the Sparks. The Sparks won by 8 points, 93-86 for a total of 179 in their last matchup on July 22nd. July 15th, Sparks won by 19 points, 99-80 for a total of 179. Yet again, that 179, they hit it twice. Now, when I add up the Sparks' average of 93.3 points per game, plus the Mystics' 79.6 points per game, I reach 169.9. So that total 170 we betting on today sits right where these two teams average. They both played Friday. Mystics scored 88 against the Fever. Sparks scored 97 against the Wings. Now, I know this is a bit silly, but when I added those scores up, it equals 185. Mystics scored 83 against Golden State last Wednesday, 88 Friday against the Fever, and I expect the Mystics to score at least 80. They went over that twice last week. Sparks scored 97 in their last 2 games, even if they only scored 90, and the Mystics scored 80. That sits right at the 170 total we betting on today. So I'm picking the over based on number crunching and the fact that in their only 2 matchups this season, they hit a total of 179 on the nose each game. As far as the spread, they are tied. They both covered 16 of 17 this season. The Mystics covered the spread 11-6 when playing as underdogs of 3 points or more. Sparks are 16-17. Less successful covering spreads as favorite of 4 points or more. So this -3 +3 line is sneaky, y'all. I'm fading it, but if I had to lock it, I'm personally fading it. But if y'all want me to lock it, and so I'd go with Mystics to cover the spread. Even though Sparks won by 8 and 19 in the last 2 matchups, the Mystics are a stronger team defensively and are on a 3-game winning streak. While the Sparks dominated them in previous head-to-head matchups, the Mystics' strong defense and against the spread performances as underdogs make me think that the Mystics could still cover the +3 spread. For that matter, their defense is so good, they could pull off an upset at home. Plus, they have the momentum. Despite all that, I'm sticking with the season best Sparks to win. So recap, moneyline Sparks, total over 170, Mystics to cover the spread +3, and we're on to the next one. Game 3 on the slate, Dallas Wings at Las Vegas Aces. Game time is 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The money line is Wings +400, Aces -535. It's a lot of juice. The total is 170.5. Betting over is at -112 and under at -108. The spread is Wings +10 at -110, Aces -10 at -110. This is the quickest breakdown on the slate for me. Aces are stat best in this matchup. Aces are 20-14, 12-8 in Western Conference games. Wings are 9-25, 3-13 in Western Conference games. Last 10 games, Aces are 8-2, Wings are 2-8. My money line pick is the Aces, but I don't like that -535 odds. And just so you know, there are no notable injuries. This is their 4th matchup this season. Last game was July 27th. Aces won 106-80, winning by a whopping 26 points. The total in that game was 186. The Aces won all 3 of their matchups this season. June 13th, 88-84, Aces won by 4 for a total of 172. July 16th, 90-86, Aces won by 4 again for a total of 176. Both games over today's total of 170.5. Okay? The Wings in their last 10 average 81.9 points per game. Aces average 86.3. Now, if they both hit that average, say Aces score 86 and the Wings score 82, the total would be 168, just under the 170.5. Their last 3 matchups, 186, 176, and 172 are over. So I like the over 170.5 in this game. Now, when the Aces won by 26 points on July 27th, Beckers was out. When they won by 4 on July 16th and by 4 again on June 13th, Beckers was in. And Beckers is in today's game. So history says this won't be a double-digit win. I think the Wings will cover the spread. For my newbies, Wings +10 means they have to win outright or lose by 9 or less. And I think the Wings will cover. So recap, moneyline Aces, but it's overpriced. Total over 170.5, Wings to cover the +10 spread. Let's go. Game 4 on the slate. Phoenix Mercury at Seattle Storm. Game time is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The money line is Mercury -118, Storm -102. The total is 164.5. Betting over the 164.5 is at -110, under also at -110. The spread is Mercury -1 at -110, Storm at +1 at -110. Overall team stat best goes to Phoenix. They are 19-13 and are 4-6 in their last 10. Storm is 17-7 and are 3-7 in their last 10. The Storm are 9-10 against Western Conference teams. They're ranked 5th in the Western Conference, averaging 21.5 assists per game, with Diggins averaging 5.9. Mercury are 9-8 against Western Conference teams, ranked 2nd in the Western Conference. They average 20.7 assists per game, led by Thomas, averaging 9. Excuse me. The Mercury average slightly more points per game and rebounds per game. The Storm averages more steals and assists, but it's slight. All of this is slight. These two teams are very close. The Storm won 2 of their 3 matchups this season. May 17th, Game 1, Mercury won by 22 points. The score was 81-59 for a total of 140. May 23rd, Game 2, Seattle won by 7 points. Score 77-70. Total 147. June 7th, Game 3, Seattle won by 12. Score 89-77 for a total of 160. But Thomas wasn't in that game, and games 2 and 3 had key players out for the Mercury. There are no injuries in today's game, okay? The Storm are 14-6 at home, and Mercury are 8-7 on the road. Mercury only won 1 of their last 3 games, and the Storm only won 1 of their last 3 games. So we have to broaden the lens. When we do Mercury won 4 of their last 10, Storm won 3 of their last 10. So this is starting to feel like a coin toss. Everything is close. Mercury is overall season best and has a better defense, but it's very slight. Okay, very. Their defensive rating is 101.4, and the Storm's defensive rating is 101.6. Points allowed, Mercury 79.72, Storm 79.94. Steals per game, Mercury 8.2, the Storm 8.4. So that'll help us. Everything is so slight. So I got to look at player stats. Storm, Agumike averages 18.2 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, 2.4 assists. That's more than Sabali and Thomas in terms of points per game. Thomas averages more rebounds, which is 8.6 though. So even though Mercury is season best, it's very slight. So because Storm is at home and they win more there, and Mercury only 8-7 on the road, I'm leaning for the Storm to win. So it's Storm money line, total under 164.5, and the spread -1 + 1. I'm fading that trap line altogether. I'm fading that, all right? The books don't even know. One more game to go, so let's get it, all right? Last game on today's slate. Atlanta Dream at Golden State Valkyries. The money line is Dream -175. Valkyries at +145. The total is 153.5. Bettin over 153.5 is at -108, under -110. The spread is Dream -3.5 at -115. Golden State +3.5 at -105. And I see in some places at +4 and -4. The Dream are the favorites in this matchup. Okay? And they are the stat best between the two. Atlanta is 21-12. Golden State are 18-15. These two have met twice this season and are 1-1. July 7th, Dream won by 9 points. Scored 90-81 for a total of 171. July 29th, Valkyries won by 2 points. Scored 77-75 for a total of 152. Thornton wasn't in that game, by the way, and she's still injured. The highest scoring stars in this matchup are Alicia Gray of the Dream. She's averaging 18.8 points per game, and then Tiffany Hayes at Golden State averages 12.3 points per game. Now, the Dream have a better road record than Golden State has at home. Dream are 11-7 on the road. Golden State are 10-5 at home. So I'm rocking with the Dream on the money line, family. Now, the total today is 153.5. I don't like today's total because it has a hook at 0.5. I don't like totals with a hook. But they scored 152 the last game without Thornton, so I see why they put it at 153.5. Both the Dream and the Valkyries play at the 2 slowest tempos in the WNBA. Golden State averages 75.5 points in their last 10. Dream averaged 86 points in their last 10. Adding those averages gives us 161.5. Both teams excel on defense. Golden State ranks third in defensive rating and second in points allowed per game, but the Dream are close behind, ranking fourth in defensive rating and third in points allowed per game. If they both hit their average in the last 10 games, it's at that 161.5 on the nose, okay? Which is over 153.5. The Dream has strong offense and a tendency to play in higher scoring games this season. They went over 86 average in their last 10 games. They also went over 153.5 in 24 of their 33 games this season. So I'm locking the over, all right? Now the spread. Dream minus 3.5, Golden State plus 3.5. Dream has to win by 4 or more. For you newbies, that's what that minus 3.5 means. Plus 3.5 means Golden State either wins outright or they lose by fewer than 4. I don't like this line. It's tight because last game Golden State won by 2. Golden State is 20-13 against the spread this season, and Atlanta is they are so too on some sites. I saw numbers that were conflicting everywhere I looked, and y'all know I do a deep read. Okay, I would look everywhere. But the Dream covered at minus 4.5 in 6 of their last 10. They covered 3 straight on the road and covered in 4 of their last 5, period. So I picked Dream to cover. So recap, I picked Dream money line, total over 153.5, and Dream to cover the spread at minus 3.5. Thank you for watching Wize Plays WNBA. If I see player props with good value, I will drop them in the comment section throughout the day today. But game 1 comes in a few hours. I've been up all night doing this read, so I might not have nothing on that first game. We'll see, all right? Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a sports betting friend if you found it interesting or entertaining in any way. And remember, bet wise and never bet more than you can afford to lose, all right? See you on the next one. Good luck to you, and thanks for watching.